welcome back to my channel, Mustang Koi Australia. Yeah, I'm back after a week at work, and two minor or sort of problems I have to solve this week. We're on the pond, or around one pond. The main pond, perfect, no dramas. However, what I discovered is before I went back to work last week, the night, it was 7 o'clock at night, I discovered that my skimmer in the ground pond wasn't working. So I tried to fix it. Not the skimmer working, the pump. Basically, the pumps to the skimmer wasn't drawing a lot of water. You could hear the cavitation in there of air. So I tried to take the pump off. I couldn't get it off the. Couldn't undo the uni joint. So, and it was night time basically by the time. It was 8 o'clock, 8:30 when I gave up. I said, no, it's not going to work. I tried everything, unhooking the pipes to get to the pump from the other side, because I believe something has blocked the impeller. From the exit point, you couldn't see anything. It's all clear, and the pump is running, but it doesn't get enough water in, so it cavitates air. So I gave up. So the last week, the ground pond wasn't running with a skimmer, only with a bottom drain. And then today I made another discovery when I was doing the water test on both of the main pond and the ground pond. The main pond, perfect, no dramas, everything in order. But then the ground pond, I actually measured 3 times the pH, because the pH had crashed, sort of crashed. It was always at 7.4, like it's in the main pond. But then this morning, I discovered it went down to 6.4, somewhere there in that range. And I can put that down to that our mains water, what I've now changed to basically late last year. It's very soft, and it doesn't have a lot of KH. And I think because I'm feeding now the ground pond so much more than I used to before, plus there are roughly 50 kois in there, and they're growing and growing. So they have grown since I put the feeder on, and they're getting a lot of food. They have grown heaps, and everything I over the years learned is the more they eat, the more basic KH the system needs to maintain a healthy level. So of course you don't want an extreme KH, but you want a bit higher KH so that the pH doesn't crash when the KH gets used up by all the beneficial organism in this filter system, in the pond itself, like the algae and all that. All of them, they need the KH to perform. And yeah, in case of the ground pond, I'm not supplying enough KH into the system, so the pH has gone down to 6.4. My solution for that is what I want to do in the next 2 days. Trickle feed a little bit of my harder dam water from the block, what I used for the last few years. Trickle feed that into the mains water that has the chlorine in the tank where I let the chlorine degas, and basically catch 2 flies with one. I'll put the dam's water into the fresh chlorine, basically the chlorine mains water that gets disinfected with the chlorine, and I get higher KH. At least that's my theory. Let's see if that will work out in the next couple of weeks. Till then, I'll buffet it up with bicarb, and yeah, surprisingly, and I guess this crash has happened probably already last week or a few days ago, wouldn't go that quick. The fish are pretty happy. So I'll turn you on and show you a couple of things. So as you can see, all the fish, they seem happy. They're not really lethargic. They're all nicely swimming. They're feeding normal. They love the feed. Of course, the water's a bit on the yellow side, but as I said in the last video, that's because I'm feeding a high protein source. And yeah, you can see here, this skimmer here is not working. And I think what happened last week was I hadn't not cleaned this one, and you can see it has built up with algae again. I think, and it was quite dirty. So I think what happened is every time the skimmer pump stopped for the feeding, this would suddenly float on top, and when the pump starts, it would suck some kind of dirt in. And I think probably, we'll see when I take the pump off, probably a leaf or something has gone through in front of the impeller and stuck a bit up. But I'll show you when I take the pump apart. Everything else is beautiful. The fish are doing good. I'm happy with the pond. And yeah, let's see what this pump is all about. I'll pause you and I'll come back to you when I have taken off. When I show you where the pump, I mean, you know from other videos that the pump is here in the back. So that's the pump coming from the skimmer. The ball valve is turned off, and as it feeds into this was a pressure filter. That's all turned off. UV is turned off. Everything is turned off. So yeah, I have to disconnect this, and that uni joint there. That is the one I couldn't get loose last week because I don't have a spanner that's big enough for that one. So I figured something else out. I think I can loosen it up with another clamp I have. As soon as I can take that off, I can see what's blocking it, and then I come to you back and show you what I found. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, we're back, and surprise, I can't find anything. Can't find anything blocking the impeller from this side where the water comes in, and the exit. So next solution is take it apart and have a look if it's anything else in the housing. But so far I cannot see anything. That surprised me. I expected something to be blocking this here, but yeah, it's nothing there. So okay, let's take it apart and then see what we come up with. And I better take this out of the reach of my little thief. Who's gone? Oh, a little new. Oh no, a little husky over there with his little mate, DJ. Okay, come back to you when I took the housing off. Good. So nothing is blocking the housing. Well, there's my very curious investigator. Come on, Shadow. Come on. Don't leave that. Ugh. Yucky. That's yucky, Dini. Come on, Shadow. Stay there. So yeah, can't find anything. It was a bit dirty, but it's not really that bad. So I'll give it a good clean, and then we'll see what's going on. I hope it's not permanent. If there's anything, I hope there's nothing damaged on it. So yeah, let's see. Halfway. Okay, I'll give it a clean and I put it back in and I'll see if it works. We're back and it's the next day. The skimmer problem on the ground pond has been fixed. As you can see, it's running again, but it took me basically all yesterday, most of the day, to fix it or sort it out. And what I've done, I've now placed, as you can see, this Jabal pump in here, and it's not the original one or the previous one. This is the one from the main pond skimmer. So what I've done yesterday, I took the old Pontiac 20,000 pump out of its retirement, what I had stored in a water bucket for a while. I thought it has the same fittings, similar size, probably comes from the same company as well, just a different brand name. So I just put that Pontiac on. In Europe, it's sold as the Evolution Aqua. Anyway, doesn't matter. Put it on here, and I turned it on. I was pumping, but for some reason it didn't like the location. I don't know. First I thought it was broken after all that storage time, because it was just pumping and then slowing down, pumping, slowing down again. So I took it off. I tested it in the main pond, just submerged it, and it was running fine in there. So maybe it has something to do with going into the pre-filled. It's too powerful to put it into the pre-filled underneath this bucket here. Through it, maybe it doesn't like it. But I tested it as well, free flowing with a longer hose on it, and it did the same thing. I don't know what was causing it. So I made the hard decision yesterday afternoon, late afternoon, and I took this pump out of the main pond. I said, well, nothing to lose, take it out, put it in here and test it. It was quite an effort to get it out of that tight area. So I put it in here, tested it, and it's running fine, and it's running fine since then. So my lesson from this is to every week at least, checking this skimmer more thorough, not just tapping the basket out, really checking it and then give it a good clean. I think it was too clogged up, and the other pump just got too much dry running and died on it. This is my assumption, my theory behind it. And they're not expensive pumps, so they probably don't like dry running too much. I mean, the manufacturer tells you not to let it dry run, but they say that it has a dry run protection. So who knows? That's my lesson from this. It's running again on the ground pond. Fish are all happy. So now I'll show you what I've done on the main pond. I had to continue this morning. Last night at 6 o'clock I gave up. It's just, I had a headache, and so what I've done, the old Jabal pump, let me get in a better angle. The old Jabal pump that was here, I took it out, as I said, and then I put the Pontiac 20,000 in here, and it's running fine. But I just discovered while cleaning up in the area, tying a bit of the cables up too, I didn't see it has a tiny little leak on the fittings, so I'll attend to that in a minute and fix those leaks up. It's running fine, a bit noisy to my taste. Problem, I can't adjust it, so it's running full power, I think at 180 watt or something, what I really don't like. But for the time being, it will do its job, and then I'll look at it, find a better energy saving pump for the skimmer. On the positive note, because of the strong power, that skimmer now is really dragging a good flow through, so I like that. So this is now that part of my job done. I was thinking about, while I work on here, just put this pump into the skimmer submerged. I looked at it a bit closer and I think it's not gonna work the way I want, so I just leave it now. This way it works, and who knows, maybe one day I get complete madness, and if I do it, I'll probably redesign the entire pond system before I just work on this little cosmetic problem. Good, that's all fine. As you can see, the koi's, they're fine, they're really good. Water quality is good. One thing I forgot on the last video, I didn't mention, pretty sure I didn't mention, and I wanted to actually mention, I should have changed the UV. You can see that premium was a UV. It is due to change. I have the spare bulb, but the water quality is so good at the moment that I decided to keep it a bit longer. So it's about 2-3 months overdue. We're probably running now about 40-50 months the same UV bulb, and it was running 24/7 non-stop. So I didn't do it during the winter and on and off. I learned out from some expert in the field about koi ponds and all the technical stuff. He believes, and he said he got that from the manufacturers of these UVs, that turning them on and off is actually more damaging to the light bulb than running it constantly, or if you want to extend the life, he said just turn it during winter completely off. But just turning it on and off, let's say just because you want to run it only 50% of the time during winter, he said is more damaging to the bulb than it's good. Yeah, he went into more detail. Someone is more interested in the details, you might have to Google this or do their own research, but he as a firm believer, run it full or run it not at all, but run it on and off. These UV bulbs are not designed to do that, he said, and that it's more damaging to them. So I'm not testing this. How long can I get out of this UV bulb before I have to change it? Because this UV bulb cost, the replacement cost me $180, so it's a fair bit of money. And as long as the water quality is good and the fish are happy and I don't get any algae issues, why change it if you don't have to? Good. This is from me for the moment. I will do another later update when I did the dam water injection into the main water supply tank, or I do it as a separate video. We'll see. Okay, this is from me here in Australia. As you can see, nice and sunny. Today's forecast is 36 degrees. And yeah, enjoy your hobby and see you next time out there. Bye for now.